everybody, Random DC here with part 2 of the recent issues. In part 1 we took a look at issues 1 and 2 of One Moment in Time. The comic storyline designed to repair the timeline of Spider-Man by explaining what happened in between Spidey's wedding and Civil War, yet failed to explain events such as Venom, Carnage, the Clone Wars and New Avengers the other, and of course, Civil War itself. Did these events still happen the way we read them? Did Mary Jane not being there affect these at all? Perhaps it made Maximum Carnage 3 issues long and the Clone Saga last a single comic for all we know. However, still 2 issues to go. Maybe good old Quesada can fix that. I highly doubt it. Issue 3 opens with the Doctor explaining to Peter that he believes Aunt May was saved by love. See kids, you don't need money, don't take fame, you don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden, and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love. After that rather weak explanation, Peter is told to go and get some rest. However, after he's leaving Aunt May's room, one of the hospital workers makes a quick phone call to the Kingpin, still rotting in prison. He's royally pissed that the old crone is still alive and calls in a specialist to finish the job. At the hospital, Mary Jane is woken up by a phone call from Aunt Anna. She informs her she heard a noise outside her house and got scared. Well, of course. Mary Jane leaves the hospital and hurries home to check up on her aunt. 24 minutes later exactly, she arrives to find Aunt Anna knocked out by none other than...
Who's that jumping out the sky? R.E. Prime Mysterio. Here we go. When the mascots, the girls, they gas out. The boys just black out. Better tap out. Go!
Well, of course. MJ clocks in with a vase and makes a run for it. Is this still Spider-Man, or is this a really bad slasher comic? Rey Mysterio is having trouble catching up to MJ, seeing how she's moving as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. Guard dogs grapple the pair of them, in which Rey proceeds to snap one of its necks. That's nice, Quesada. Way to piss off Peter and dog owners everywhere, you hack. Peter finally comes to his senses and learns MJ is missing. He swings off to try and find her. Meanwhile, some random stranger distracts Mysterio long enough for MJ to kick him in the nuts, leading to quite possibly the funniest line in this comic series so far. Whoa, sorry kid, if there's any consolation, that even hurt up here. MJ is grounded and Rey is about to pull the trigger, when Peter finally shows up and beats the ever-loving shit out of Nacho Libre. Peter rips off his mask to reveal it was in fact Birdman all along. Wait a second, you mean to tell me they try to link this piece of shit to the original Spider-Man story from Amazing Fantasy number 15? Oh, good lord. Peter grabs MJ and they both swing off into the city. Naturally, he makes it all about himself and he begins to mope about being selfish, his own choice, great power, and all that jazz. Until he finally arrives at Doctor Strange's pad again and tries to ask for another outrageous demand. He wants everyone in the Marvel Universe to forget who he is. Considering this guy can't somehow stop bullet wounds, what makes you think he can mind wipe an entire planet? Doctor Strange decides to ask for the opinion of another. And who does he ask? Reed Richards and a half-naked Tony Stark. Oh, this is a recipe for success now, isn't it? Issue 4 opens with Strange, Stark and Reed discussing the plan of action. Tony is quick to point out they tried the same thing with the Sentry and it didn't quite go so well. Strange pleads his case that Peter is the best of them and deserves a chance. So let me get this straight. A whiny little brat is better than a billionaire industrialist with a built-in armor suit, a keen scientific mind who can stretch, and a sorcerer supreme? Sure, Marvel. Whatever you say. Tony again points out that Peter was perfectly safe while he was on the pro-registration side during Civil War and tells him to live with that decision. Strange continues by pointing out Tony may have lost Steve, but there's still time to set things right by Peter. Tony eventually agrees to what they propose. While all this is going on, Peter is... well... how could this happen to me? Moving on. The plan is to use Tony's Extremis program to channel a signal throughout the universe that makes everyone forget Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Kind of a stupid plan, but I'll go along with it just so we can end this story. Strange reappears before Peter Parker and informs him to get inside this giant bubble which will shield him from what is about to happen. Peter does so, then realizes that he cannot live without Mary Jane in his life. He grabs her and brings her into the bubble so they're both shielded. Then we get some panels lifted from One More Day with new text bubbles on them. Either they were getting lazy, cheap, or Paulo Rivera walked off the project at this point. If that's the reason, I don't blame him. I mean, what is the point of reusing these panels like this but minus Mephisto? It does strike me as a bit pointless, if incredibly lazy. After the One More Day revisits, Peter is with Aunt May in hospital and Mary Jane leaves in a taxi cab. Back in present day, MJ confesses her love to Peter but says she cannot be with him. Shouldn't you be with someone if you love them? She tells Peter to find someone else and to be happy. Why, so Joe Quesada can screw that over? Our comic ends with Peter swinging off into the city, being all happy and jolly, ending with the horrible line of, "Today feels like a brand new day." No. And there it is, folks. The feeble attempt to patch up the horrible mess One More Day made. I still feel cheated by this entire story, mainly because its sole intent was to make the title character more relatable to young readers. Again, as pointed out, that's what Ultimate Spider-Man and Marvel Knights are for. Not to mention things such as the Spider-Man movie trilogy, Spectacular Spider-Man, and the soon-coming Ultimate Spider-Man movie. However, there is one final thing I have to shake my head at. Keep this in mind, Joe Quesada wanted Spider-Man to be single, not involved in a relationship, and stay that way forever. Then explain Carlie Cooper. Yes, this is Spider-Man's newest girlfriend. If you'd like to learn all about her in a new storyline, Big Time, which I'm predicting to be connected to both One More Day and One Moment in Time, then please request away and I'll put it on the pile. However, regarding Carlie Cooper, how much do you want to bet it's all going to come down to this?
Carlie! Carlie! Oh my God!
You know, I'm getting a bit tired of Marvel characters. I'm going to take a break from them. So join us next time, everybody, when we get dangerous.